My name's Lana. I'm a sustainability consultant. I am an active campaigner for social and climate justice. So I'm standing to be a councillor for the Victoria Park ward. I grew up in this ward, so I guess I've spent about 20 years living in this ward, and I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that's happened and continues to happen. People are really frustrated with feeling like they have no say in what happens in their community and their public spaces, to their public services, where money is going and how it's serving them. I guess I just have been feeling very angry, as many people have for a long time, that these sort of political spaces and infrastructures aren't working for so many people. I think we need many more young people to be in these spaces, to hold the old systems to account a bit more. And I feel like, as a young queer woman that knows Glasgow well, like I feel like I can be a solid representative for this community. There's loads of really great community-led campaigns and organisations in this area. One of them being the Save White Library campaign, whereby the library was closed during lockdown against the community's wishes, and there's not really been any long-term funding paved. Last year, Glasgow hosted COP26. During that time, there was a drive-through approved just a couple miles down the river at Thornwood Roundabout, and that's a roundabout that already is very well known to locals and people living close by as being very dangerous. This drive-through has just been built without any kind of proper plans, any consultation to the community, and it's something that's come up on the doorstep a lot. To me, it represents how undemocratic our decision-making is at a city level, never mind a wider scale. So there's so much I'd like to do if elected. Victoria Park hasn't yet had a Green councillor, and I feel like it really deserves one. I think that the Greens have policies that can create a greener and fairer Glasgow and Victoria Park ward. So yeah, I would be honoured to represent this community, try and create change, empower people to feel like they can make change as well.
I'm Blair Anderson, and I'm running to be the next Scottish Green Councillor for Partick East Kelvindale in the West End of Glasgow. I work in education policy at the minute, but in the past I have studied law at the University of Glasgow. I've worked in environmental sustainability, and I'm also involved in the campaign to end conversion therapy in Scotland. After I moved out from my family home in 2016 in order to get away from the conversion therapy that I was experiencing, I moved here to the West End of Glasgow. I started studying law, and since 2016, over the past 6 years, I've made the West End of Glasgow my home. It has been the place where I've been able to come into my own, get to know myself better, get to grow and thrive as a person. It's where I've met the love of my life, it's where I've got all of my jobs, it's where I've studied, and I'm hoping it will be my home for the rest of my life. So I've always had a really deep affection for the West End of Glasgow, and I would be really proud to represent it. As hopefully a councillor for Partick East and Kelvindale, I always hope to bring some of my own experience into the role. How many councillors have we had that are rich old white men who've retired from running a business or whatever, and now get a seat in the city chambers? They don't know what life is like for most people, do they? But the people who are living in these houses, who are struggling to make ends meet, who are struggling to pay rent, who are worried about their job, who aren't getting paid enough, I know a little bit of what that's like. For as long as I've been here, I've been in insecure work, I've been struggling to make ends meet, I've been worried about how I'm going to pay rent this month. I know the challenges that people are facing, and hopefully with some of that first-hand real life experience, with a more representative and diverse younger city chambers, some of that experience will be brought to bear, and hopefully we'll be able to find solutions for people. If elected, I would hope to make it easier for people to live their lives here in the West End. People can often think of the West End as a bit of a tourist attraction. People come in from out of the city, they go to Ashton Lane, take a photo at the uni and the cloisters, but for lots of people here, this is our home. We're just trying to live our lives. Making the West End of Glasgow, and Partick in particular, more of a livable community would be one of my main priorities. Making sure that people have access to the services that they need, making sure that we have like thriving businesses on Dumbarton Road, Great Eastern Road, all of that, stopping the cycle of businesses opening up, struggling, shutting down again, but also making sure that the people here have warm, affordable and safe housing, that they are able to pay their bills on time, that they are able to get about safely, whether that's on public transport or active travel. I just wanted to make it easier for people to live here, to call the West End of Glasgow home.